So, Wayne, we're going to do our monthly update for the month of October
Yeah,
with
our real
Home
estate
Buyers
update.
Real Estate. Yep, we got Wayne Martin here from Real Estate One. Been a broker here for a long, long time, over
Yeah.
20 years, and knows the market. And I'm excited to dive into what we got for October.
So October, it's interesting. Closed transactions for the month was 6% lower than the month before. The average home price, sold price, was down almost 2% from last month. Average days on market is 76 days on the market, which is actually pretty quick.
Yeah, so what does that mean? Days on the market, that's basically
From listing to
as
close.
soon as a home comes on the market, the average is about 76 days before
76 days.
before it closes or before it goes into contract.
Before it closes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty quick.
So it goes pretty quick if it's
Priced right.
Priced right.
Yeah.
And it's 3.7 months of inventory, which usually is an indicator that it would be a seller's market, but in fact, that is not the case.
Why is that?
Well, because there's such limited inventory, and with the interest rates where they're at today, there's a little bit of sticker shock from interest rates of years ago.
Got
that
it.
people remember.
Yeah.
So that's adjusted at. But if we look at the market statistics for year to date, it's kind of interesting. We're about 13% below what we were last year. But at the same time, the average year to date sold price is up almost 6%. New listings, we're getting more new listings coming on. We're about 5% more than what we had last year, which is a good thing. And the average for the overall market has been 86 days.
Year to date for the year.
For the year to date.
So what I heard you say, year to date, the number of homes that have sold is down about 13%.
Correct.
Why do you think it's down 13% from last year?
I think a lot of it had to do with the election. Honestly, because a lot of us were like, who's going to be in office, or
a lot of uncertainty.
A lot of uncertainty, and so people are just kind of waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
I know that just a couple of weeks ago, all of a sudden, we put 3 in escrow, like in 3 days.
Wow.
But they all voted.
Right after the election.
No, before the election, but they voted.
Oh.
And so for some reason, that triggered the event of putting more people in the market.
I see.
So
Wow.
that was great for us, at least.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been waiting kind of on the side. We're waiting on the sidelines. And now we have the election, and now we have holidays.
Now we're into the
Right.
holidays. So it's not going to be an awesome market between now and the end of December, but homes do sell.
Yeah.
They absolutely do sell.
Yeah, and it could be a great opportunity for buyers.
What a great Christmas gift.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And you have some good news about interest rates, right?
Yeah, today we had a really, really good day. Today, interest rates got better by about an 8 to almost 1/4%. Today's the 25th of November. And I think the big thing there was the reason why interest rates got better today was the markets, for some reason, liked the pick for the Treasury, for the Treasury Secretary.
And who is a Treasury Secretary?
Treasury Secretary is who creates the budget for the Treasury of the U.S. government.
U.S. government.
And Janet Yellen is currently in office, and the president picks who the Treasury is. And Scott Bessent is the new Treasury Secretary, or will be the new Treasury Secretary. Going forward this next term, he was a hedge fund manager. I don't know much about him.
Yeah,
other than
I don't either.
The markets liked that pick, and so the bond market at least liked that pick because interest rates are doing better.
Seems like overall the economy's strong. Now, we may not feel that in our groceries and gas, but overall, if you look at the statistics, the market has been really good.
The real estate market has been very, very good, like very strong, strong. And, with these numbers right here, the sales are down, the number of transactions, but the average sales price is up for the year.
Right. It's a great place to put your money.
Yeah.
Actually, it was kind of funny. We were looking at this one sheet that we have, and it talks about 2020 home prices. The average home price was $334,000. Then in 2 years, it went from $334,000 to $428,000. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
And then in 2023, it dipped a little bit by about $8,000.
Yeah.
And now it actually is higher than 2022.
Yeah, so October,
even with higher interest rates. So it's now $430,000 as the average, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and why do you think that is that the average sales price has been going up this year? So we started the year, the average sales price at 424,000, according to this report, and this is done by one of the local appraisers here in town, right?
Yeah.
So 424,000. We're ending, October of this year. We're in Q4, 435,000 currently. So why do you think the home prices continue to go up with these higher interest rates?
Absolutely, lack of inventory.
Yeah.
Again, there's a big story behind that, which started years ago with the car fires and
Yeah.
fires of paradise and all that, taking a lot of inventory out. And then when COVID hit, we saw the Fed drop interest rates to 3% because it was a crisis. But that's really not sustainable. That's just to dig us out of a economic hole.
They artificially were keeping those rates lower.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they cut them in half.
Yeah.
The average rate, actually, in a 50-year, when you look at the 50-year chart, which we've done before, is 8%.
Yeah.
And in my lifetime, that was considered a great rate.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it all over the place. So as it came down, I think, you never know. I don't think rates are, unless we're in a crisis, are really going to be that much different.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be differences, but it isn't. Hopefully, we will never see that 3% again.
Yeah, I don't think that we will.
That's not good for the economy.
I don't think that we will. I don't think it's good either. I think that we'll stick around the 6-7%. Maybe it'll dip down and maybe in the fives.
High fives.
High to mid fives. With the interest rates, it's not necessarily determination of what home values do.
Right.
Because
obviously not.
Yeah, we're looking at this. Home prices continue to go up month over month and year over year at a steady pace, and it's not crazy like it was in 2020.
No.
But yeah, that makes sense with the lack of inventory. Do you think that the lack of inventory will change anytime soon?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
There's a number of reasons for that, especially in the Reading area, which is really what we're talking about, Shasta County, Reading area. And the reason is there's not a lot of new construction to really fuel new housing, but even that is really expensive compared to if you're looking at, if we were to take a look at our statistics here, there's high volume between 250 and 300, 300 350, and 350 to 400. There's a huge amount of action there.
Yeah.
And not a lot of inventory.
A lot of demand.
A lot of demand.
A lot of demand between 250 to 350, 400.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we saw interest rates go to 3%, it was refi madness, right?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people refinanced.
Everybody refinanced that needed a loan and could do it. And so those people that are in those loans, they're not selling.
Yeah, why would they?
Why would they?
Yeah, why would they sell?
Even if the house doesn't fit them, they're not selling.
Yeah.
And so that's why there's a lack of inventory.
We need them to sell for home prices to come down.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
But that's not going to happen. Happening anytime
yeah, there's
soon.
no reason why they would sell and get rid of that low interest rate, low payment.
Yeah. But the thing about it is I've been doing this pretty much all my life. I've been in real estate, third generation, all that. When you look at a chart at home pricing, even through recessions, it continues to grow.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
We did that exercise a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
So it's really important if you're renting and you can, improve your job, pay off some of your bills or whatever, and just squeeze in a house and let that equity build over time.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's got a crystal ball, but I mean, when you look at the path of appreciation.
Yeah, I'm definitely very optimistic for real estate. I'm definitely
I am too.
Pro real estate, and especially in Shasta County.
Right.
In Shasta County, even though it is hard right now, it is very hard. The affordability is hard. 100%. I'm not denying that, but I'm also very bullish.
But you know what? Through my generation, every generation, it's been hard.
Yeah.
It's been hard. That's the reality of it. So, we had to, drive used cars. We had to get that little extra income and bonuses or extra hours.
Yeah.
We didn't go out to eat all the time. We really, had to put it together, get a plan, and go, I want home ownership. Because we saw home ownership rise, with our parents and all that, and it's continued to go on through. So you have to make a decision if you want to build wealth, because it's almost like a forced savings account, and you have, tax incentives and, hopefully continual appreciation. And it's just a great way to build wealth.
Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. This year, we've had a strong year in real estate. Our average sales price is up. Anything drastic changes, you think, this next year? You think pretty steady, Eddie, as we go?
Pretty steady, Eddie. I believe that. We'll see how the employment market pans out. But there's a lot of things happening in the Reading area that's bringing more jobs.
Yeah, a lot of optimistic things happening with jobs.
Yeah, Dignity Health is expanding. They're doing a bunch of construction down off Cypress and Hartnell.
Yeah, you got the Wind River to do new.
Wind River, they're working on their hospital that they're going to do, and so they're supposed to employ like 200 people there, and then the airport's expanding, and there's rumors about different companies coming into town out in Industrial Park that are pretty substantial. They'll give employment, and then you also have Bethel that's doubling their size.
Yeah,
another 1,500 students, so there'll be about 3,000. But in order to
have that many students, you got to hire more staff, have more employees. Right. Reading is definitely a great over the next couple of years. There's going to be a lot of growth.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just a wonderful place to live. I mean, it's funny. It used to be we get a lot of bad press because it would be hot here. But now we're getting a lot of good press from national magazines about Reading as a place to live because of our outdoor.
I love it here. Yeah. It's a great community.
I love it. I moved away as a kid and I moved back because you can't beat it.
I would much rather live here than Bay Area, San Francisco, Fresno. I mean, other than maybe Orange County or right on the beach.
But anyway, I don't like the heat that much if I have a chance. But anyway, so it's a great place to invest your money. If you're an investor, it looks like rents are going to continue to go up too. So now, if you were starting out and you squeezed into a house, what would be your investment strategy? Would you just get in a cheap house?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If I was a first-time home buyer, I was maybe 25, 26 years old. I would look for, they call it house hacking, but I would look for an opportunity where, especially if I was single, I have friends, of course, and so if I get into a home, let's say you buy a home for $300,000. Okay. Right now that payment's about $2,400 per month with taxes, insurance, and everything included. And this is with no money down as a first-time home buyer. Okay. So I look to buy around that $300,000, and there's definitely homes that are coming on the market in that price range, according to these reports. And so I would buy, if it's a 3-bedroom, I would look to rent those other 2 homes out, maybe for $1,000. Bedrooms. Yeah, I would rent the other 2 bedrooms out, live in one. Those bedrooms will rent for, $800 a month. And so that's $1,600. Your payment's $2,400. So right there, you're at $1,000 maybe. Worst case scenario at for your housing payment. And that's what I would do. I would look to find something like that, or maybe a duplex or a fourplex. If you buy a fourplex, the Fannie Mae just changed the rule book to only have to put 5% down on a fourplex.
Oh my God!
If you live in one of the units.
If you live in one of the units. Wow,
and so fantastic. Great opportunity. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I would be doing 100%, because over time you live there 2 or 3 years. You want to move out, put another renter in there. Rent's going to continue to go up. That mortgage payment's going to be 30-year fixed, so it's never going up. But it can come down, of course, on a refinance, but it's never going up. But your income, if you're young, 24, 25, your income is going to steadily go up over time. Right. So that payment's going to get easier and easier and easier.
Right. Plus, you have inflation working on your side.
Absolutely.
It's horrible in one way that it takes more dollars. Inflation. Print more money. Yeah. But you're using cheaper dollars to pay off
old
historical debt.
Exactly. Yes,
right. Exactly. So, and then if you have appreciation, 2, 3 years, even if it's 5 years, you buy your next house, keep that one as a rental, and off you go.
It's an amazing financial instrument, the 30-year fixed mortgage. Go ahead.
I'll tell you my hack. The first 9 years of my first marriage, we moved 14 times.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And we house hacked the heck out of the market. Wow. And so we went from 0 to almost $500,000
in equity. Yeah.
Actually, it was more than that because I got into other development and other stuff like that. But just, flipping houses and, buying a house and this and that. But the thing about it is you want to be very strategic, because I think a couple times I just should have hung on to a couple of more houses and not flip them as much.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we had 2 banker's box of stuff and,
Yeah.
a car, and
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
But we made a boatload of money.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great strategy because every 2 years you don't have to pay taxes on what you sell, as long as you live there 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can get into 1031 exchange.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes
Yeah.
on and on. When you really get in the investment groove, it's pretty incredible,
Yeah.
actually, to
Yeah.
build wealth that way. For the average person.
Yeah.
We actually ran into a lady that lived in LA, and she was a secretary, and her husband was a guy that worked for the post office. They started buying homes in Newport Beach. They squeaked into like a 1-in-1, like a little box.
Mm-hmm.
And when we ran into her when she was in her 70s, they owned like 12 houses.
Wow.
Free and clear.
Anything else you want to add for this next year? For maybe December. December's typically a slower month.
Yeah, it's going to be slower. It's just gonna be
November,
slower.
December, I should
But
say.
you know what's so good about it is there's less competition. If you're serious about buying and getting a jump on the first of the year,
Mm-hmm.
December is good. Christmas is just one day.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true. Yeah.
So, as realtors, we work
Really.
all the other days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
True.
if you want to get a jump on it, have a great, beginning January, jump in,
Mm-hmm.
Get a hold of Pete, get pre-qualified, and we'll rock and roll and see what we can find for you.
Yeah. I got an excited update. On my website, I have live interest rates now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, actually, I will in a couple days. I'm putting that in a place where people can actually go in, put their credit score in, they get live interest rates right there on my website.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The other thing that I want to say is if you're not getting our reports that we're using and we're talking about, you can go to re1.com, let us know or give us a call at 530-224-2270, which is our office, and talk to Amy, and just leave a message if you don't get Amy, and we'll send you all
Your
these
monthly
reports on
report.
a monthly
That's
basis.
awesome. That's
and
cool.
then you're first in line for anything that's really cool. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Wayne.